Hello, you beautiful people. I am back in the new year, January 2nd, I believe it is, 1st, 2nd. And I'm sorry I've been gone for a little bit. Actually, I'm going to get into that into this video. However, there is some news that I have as well. I will be moving back to the United States, and I will give more information on that as well. So, I guess starting with why I was gone for about 2 months, maybe 3. I think it was like 2.5 to be exact. First and foremost, there was a lot going on in my life at the time where I was going to New York, my parents were visiting, just like things got really, really crazy for me, but that's not the primary reason because I have recorded through periods like that before. The primary reason was actually because someone that I wasn't aware of was watching my videos, and I know when you post videos on YouTube, just people you don't necessarily want to see them, and that's just part of it. And generally, I'm okay with that. However, YouTube is a really cathartic space for me. So I found out that a particular person started watching my YouTube channel that really I didn't want them knowing what was going on in my life. And if I'm going to make videos on YouTube like this, I'm just going to have to get over it. And that's really what I kind of came to terms with, or just change the style of my videos entirely. However, yes, I was feeling kind of like, almost like if, let's say I had a problem with a close friend and I wanted to talk to my therapist about it, and I had a therapist and I wanted to talk to them about it. And that person came with me and sat in on therapy while I was talking to the therapist. It's not exactly like that. Or like just something like that. It just someone you didn't want to hear what was going on in your life came and listened and everything. And I don't know why that was bothering me, but it made YouTube very quickly feel like not as safe of a space for me. And then I had to really reflect and realize it's actually not at all that it was never a quote unquote safe space for me, because it's public and anyone can listen to it and watch it unless I want to make these videos private. But I don't know. It was just something that I was kind of working through. So I didn't feel comfortable coming on here and sharing what was going on for me because I didn't want particular people knowing what was going on for me. But then I'm trying to work through that and get over that and really adjust how I want to move forward with these videos going in the future. I still love making YouTube videos, and that never disappeared. I love the community that I have. That never disappeared either. It was really sobering to me that the community can grow at any time, and that's what I want. But somehow speaking to a bunch of strangers that are slowly becoming part of my community feels more private than speaking to people that are actively already part of my community, I guess. So yeah, that was issue number one. So that was the main reason why I kind of pulled back. But I do intend to, first of all, return. Second of all, I'd really like to get monetized this year. I'm going to get monetized this year. That is my goal with YouTube. I don't have to really make any real money from it, but I do want to get monetized this year. It's just something that I've really wanted to go for, and I know that I have the capability of doing it, and I want to do it. So I'm going to give that another really good shot, because I know that I can do it. Probably donate the money to some charity or something for people watching the ads, but you get what I mean. Or reinvest it into the channel, we'll see. It depends on what I feel is right at the time for the YouTube channel and all that jazz. So I'm moving back to the US though. Yes. So why is that? So basically a few things that happened. During that trip that I was in New York, I was kind of confused. I actually, first of all, had an ADHD depressive episode as well during that time, which didn't help with the recording of YouTube videos, and it's something that I feel like I'm starting to come out of on the other side. Sometimes I know when I'm in it, and sometimes it's like I find out after the fact that I was in it the entire time. Anyway, but while I was in the US and visiting and working and everything, I realized some of the things that I really like to do, I'm just not really able to do here. I think Peru is a wonderful place and a great place to live. For those of you that have hobbies that are supported here or are okay changing your hobbies, and there are certain hobbies that I had in the US that I just don't really have complete and full access to here. And I really want to explore those more. And another thing that I've always wanted to do in my life, just in general, is to be a landlord of my own properties, of other people's properties. I just feel like I have the willingness, the caring, the aptitude, the all of it to be a really good landlord, and it's just something that I'm interested in. I kind of like the logistical managerial stuff, and positions that I fill that happen to be like that, I just tend to do really well. So anyway, long story short, some of the goals that I have for my life are not going to be as easily supported by the goals that I have, or by the area that I'm in here. So I really want to chase those down. But I wanted to take a second and just wish you all a happy new year. I hope that all of the things that you want to come out of this year come out of this year. You will be seeing a lot more of me, for those of you that want to. Some of this year, at some point, you will see me pop back up in the United States, and I won't have this background anymore. I'll have a very much more United Statesian background. And I'm really excited and not excited for that. It's a very interesting experience where I don't want to leave, but I also do want to leave. I want certain things, but I also want certain things here. And it's kind of, I went through a long process of pros and cons and deciding on what I think is best for me in the future and what I want to achieve. So yes. The last thing that I want to say in this video, before I see you again very soon, is I will be bringing the pets with me to the US. So a common problem that people have here is they'll adopt pets, feed them, and then put them back out on the street when they leave, and that's just not something that I'm interested in doing. And obviously I love these guys. Do you have my sock? Maybe I should leave him. Freaking take my sock. But no, I love these guys very much, the cat and the dog, and they will be coming with me to the US, despite it being absorbently expensive to get the dog particularly back to the US. So that's something that I'm kind of working on. Basically, quickly, what that process looks like is he was born and raised here, and he doesn't have any records outside of here, so he needs to get revaccinated for the things that he's already been vaccinated for, but by a US registered source of some kind. He's got a bunch of other things to do. Then he's going to go into the US, and then we have to go to a CDC location at the airport. We have to fly into an airport that has one, and we're going to get charged a question mark fee. Just getting all the stuff done here in Peru to get him there is like $1,500. Then we get him on the plane, and once we get him on the plane, we then get him to whatever airport we're finishing in, and then there, it has to be one of the ones with the CDC office. Then we take him to the CDC office, and they're going to charge us a question mark to check him out. And that could be anywhere from hundreds to $1,000+. Then they're going to decide if he's clean and healthy, which he doesn't have any medical issues, but they could just decide that he's not clean and healthy. And we're hoping to avoid that by paying the vets here to check him out thoroughly. Then they can quarantine him in the US, and it's a question mark per day how much we're going to have to pay them to keep him in the quarantine until he's safe to go in. Or they could just turn around and decide he's actually not allowed to enter the US at all, and they're going to force him to be sent back on our dollar. So yeah, that's a bit nerve-wracking. So anyway, it's a big question mark as far as expenses go. I'm a bit nervous about it because if it goes astronomical, I don't know how we're going to do it. And honestly, I don't think it's gonna break like the 4,000 mark, but if things go really poorly all of a sudden, I guess it could. But he's vaccinated, he's healthy. Boba's like cheap. I think he's like 250 plus 200 to get him there. Plane ride being 250, and then his checkup and everything is like 200, might even be less than 200. Anyway, that's where I'm at with all that. So that being said, if you want to support getting them back to the US and give me a little bit more of wiggle room, you're welcome to sign up for the Patreon, but I think I have it covered. I don't think it should be an issue. But maybe if there's any money that does come through that direction, then I'll get them some extra toys and let them know who it's from and stuff. But yeah, it's just something that I'm slightly nervous about, but we should be completely fine. My brain is thinking worst case scenario, like he gets quarantined for 14 days, costs $1,000 for the vet visit, but in reality, it's most likely not going to go that way because he's young, healthy, has no medical issues, has all his vaccinations already, and has had them for years. So anyway, I'm rambling at this point. But yeah, really good stuff on the horizon for me. I really hope really good things are on the horizon for you guys. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to what this year brings. I'm looking forward to going back to the U.S. and closing this Peru chapter, not completely because I will be revisiting, but closing it to the point where I can open something new. That being said, I will see you guys soon.